Hi, it's Awake with Joylyn, and I want to talk about the hard stuff of awakening. When you start waking up to this stuff and people start holding mirrors up for you, it is not easy. It is not easy to look at yourself and say, oh my gosh, I got that wrong, and I could have done so much better, but I didn't listen, and I was overpowering somebody, and I was trying to tell them that I was right, and it is not easy. It is not, and I had a crap ton of spiritual guys helping me and holding up the last 6 years, holding up, and they still do. When I get it wrong, boy, God sends them right in. They're right calling me up and putting me in my place. I had one that was calling me out on all the stuff of overusing my masculine. And, it took a guy to do that, a strong guy, but he did, and I didn't like it. And, but he showed me that I was overpowering my husband and I wouldn't shut up. I just didn't listen. And, all this stuff that I probably did know about myself, but I just kind of ignored it and just kept going because we're all in survival mode, just trying to make it through the day, right? So, but when I had to sit with that and take responsibility for my actions and be like, damn, I could have done that different. And then you learn and then you grow, right? And then the next lesson comes and you fall for that shit right over again. You do the same thing over again. And you're like, I know this. How come I keep falling for it? You know what I mean? And that's just the process of all of this. It's just you know, they say different levels, different devils. And I swear, sometimes I think, is this a video game? Because I feel like I keep leveling up and, thinking stuck and, you know, jumping, jumping from here to there. And I'm like, ah. So the simulation theory, I'm like, is that real? But anyway, I just wanted to say that awakening is not easy. It's so hard. And the hardest thing for me I was to forgive myself for that, forgive myself for actually getting it wrong. Not just getting it wrong, but then have to admit that you did get it wrong. I mean, that sucks. That's very humbling, but that's a process of this, right? And that's when you realize you did learn your lesson and that it's not about the lesson that you didn't learn and what you did. It's about if you actually learned your lesson from it and are you know see tomorrow as a different day and an opportunity to do better, right? So, yeah, you have those people in your life that are going to um, try to say, oh, everything's fine. You didn't know. It's better. You're okay. Just never mind. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Those are the ones you have to watch out for because they're actually keeping you stuck. The ones that you want to um, grab onto are the ones that aren't afraid to say, you know what? You did probably get that wrong, but I still love you. You know what I mean? Because they're going to help you keep growing. Okay. All of us need to keep growing. Everyone, not one of us on this planet Earth right now are not going to grow during this process because it's hard. And everybody is going to wake up at some level of this, right? So you want to surround yourself with those ones that love you and that you trust them, but are just like, come on, I see more in you, I see more in you, I see more in you. If you're just around those ones that are keeping you like it's okay, and this is what religion does a lot, and they just keep you in church and say, nope, you're on the right track, you're keeping your eyes in Jesus, you're doing, but are you sitting there and you're still in pain? Are you sitting there and you're still in distress and worries and anxiety and depression and I'm not saying that I got it all right. I mean, some days I'm like good, and then I have to deal with tech, and I'm like, I'm bad again, But you come back to what they call 0 point. You're not too far this way or too far down. You come back to just the calm, right? The peace that suppresses understanding. And it's not easy to do that. But that's where we need to be. That's when we start being able to think our way out of things, right? When we're not over emotional on topics. So yeah, so those ones that are keeping you, like the church does that. They keep you locked in and not growing. And then you can't ascend to God and you can't find yourself because They're just telling you, just stay on this path. Just keep your eyes on Jesus. Don't look anywhere else. Just look at what we tell you. And it doesn't allow you to push through that. It doesn't allow you to like push past and ask questions. They don't want you asking, questioning the system. Religion does not like you question. They'll actually tell you just to obey and shut up. And I've been in so many churches where they do that. And I'm like, no, your loving Father would not say don't question. I mean, Jesus literally said seek him. So why would he say seek me, but don't you freaking ask any questions? Like, he wouldn't do that. That's just stupid. So asking questions is how we awaken. So, and I ask a lot of questions. Asked so many questions over the last 6 years. People are sick of me. But anyway, don't uh don't get so mad at those ones that are just kind of needling you. I mean, I had one lady that she was a naturopathic, more than and she was calling me out all the time on the shots here, and pushing me and pushing me and pushing me to the point where, like, I'm gonna go look at them myself, lady, because you're ticking me off. And then when I looked at myself, I found out that she was right. And then I had to go apologize to her. So anyway, that is very humbling, and it sucks, and it doesn't feel good. There's nothing that feels good about it. And but just know that we're all going through it. We're all going through this process. We all have the opportunity to grow. We all have the opportunity to repent, say I'm sorry, forgive ourselves, and don't ever be afraid to help others if you're still healing. That is one big thing that a lot of people think. They're like, oh my gosh, I don't have it all together, so I can't help anyone else, because we're so conditioned to go to these conferences. You ever go to these conferences and they have this speaker up there, and they do all the big spiel, and then they put the big old bow on it and say how they got everything together and that their life is perfect. And then it leaves you just thinking, holy shit, I don't have my life together. I mean, it's inspiration, they're inspirational, but then I always left like thinking, man, I got to wait till I get all my shit together before I can help anyone. And I'm like, I finally realized you don't have to, right? You don't have to. I mean, my life is kind of in shambles right now, but I know that I have gifts in me that can help people right now. So that's what it's about. You just push through and you help wherever you can. And don't worry about if you're not healed enough, because that's such a bunch of bullshit. You just help where you can and make sure you're taking care of yourself. Rest, because you can't be if you're an empathic person, you will absorb that negative energy like really quick. And for some of us, I had to learn the hard way how to protect my energy, and say, well, I gotta go and take a rest, or I gotta go ground, because I got a lot of information coming in. So I had to even surround myself with people that could help me do that, and my sister Betty can. She does keep me grounded, because I would be flying. I want my spaceship, and I'm like, I want a flying car, whatever. I'm dreaming big here. We're supposed to at this time. So hey, with the technology coming, the possibilities are endless. So why not, right? Bring back that child love like wonder. Yes, that's what we're supposed to do right now. So anyway, just don't get so upset with those people that are trying to push you out of your comfort zone, because they're the ones that are helping you grow. Thanks.